But yeah, I think I've just been doing it because I've had to. Um, and yeah, the projects that I'm kind of excited about that have brought me to this point are, obviously getting to that 100 song moment, and just finding a way that I can record and share them with the world to the best of my ability. Like I'm definitely not someone who's amazing at working completely on my own. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love working with other people, and I don't think we're meant to, you know, live these like individualist existences. And like this definitely goes for music. Like I I'm here to build my team. I'm here to like find a way to share my messages with the people that need to hear it, and hopefully like create more connection in the process, because that's ultimately the value that drives me most of all. Just connection to myself and connection to others and connections to our planet. So
Do you envision putting up a band and having experiences and tours in the locations that people already know you? Or you are more of like a single performer? I'm talking about specifically performances and experiences.
yeah, I mean, I love doing both. Like I
Mm-hmm.
love the intimacy of just sitting in a living room with 20 something people and just playing songs on my own.
Yeah.
And I love working with the band. But it has been a while just because it's been so busy, and it's like another dilemma to face as a musician. Like, how do I, effectively pay these people who are giving the time and energy to this project? Because everyone's got to live, right? So yeah, absolutely, I want to do both.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Okay. I'll make some connections, Patrick, after this.
Great.
The songs that you write, specifically these 100 songs, what surprises you? How people react? What works? What doesn't so far? Can you share some insights as you're, what, 1 month into this journey of 3 months?
Yeah. So what I've noticed is that it's been a lot more energetically taxing than I anticipated.
Oh, yeah.
Like I have been getting the songs out, and often within like a fairly short amount of time. Like
Yeah.
that song that I just wrote, like I have more or less completed within 45 minutes. Like I saw it was, you know, 3:15, and I'm like, oh, I got to talk to Natalia. Okay, like let's start writing. And most of it came out in that length of time.
Yeah.
But then the process of recording it and then putting it on YouTube, because it's a pretty significant thing to like write a song and birth it into the world and share it with everyone. Often I've experienced the challenge of, oh, what do I do now? I think I've got other things that I need to do with my life, but like I feel like there's something that feels like I've completed something pretty significant. So why am I trying to bother doing all these other things? And I think that's like the theme of today's song too. It's like I feel like I'm doing enough,
Yeah.
but I don't think it's enough for society standards, and that conflict is really like obvious to me in these moments. Like it's like, hang on, like I'm doing all the right things, looking after myself, trying to be a good person where I can, running these events and doing the music thing and helping out wherever I can, and it still doesn't feel like enough. And I think that's been challenging part of the process, kind of like experiencing my internalized capitalist, you know, and his demands for my time and energy. So that's been an unexpected challenge. Um, and I think the perfectionist in me like will never die. But the point is just to continue to challenge him, and through that, just love myself as much as I possibly can throughout the process, so that I can have enough space to just enjoy the fact that I've got something out there in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I've definitely had post cringe moments. Like there was this one song I wrote, and I got it out at like like 1 o'clock in the morning,
Yeah.
because as far as I'm concerned, the day isn't over
Yeah,
until I've
yeah,
gone
you're
to
still
sleep.
not asleep. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so I'm like, cool, I got it done, but I watched it back in the morning and my timing was sloppy
Oh,
and all these kind of things. But like you going back to the like what surprised you, like that song resonated for people. And I'm like,
wow.
What?
Chills. Yeah,
That
I'm
wasn't
gonna
that.
put a link to that song specifically.
Oh God. Oh
Yeah.
God. Yeah, it's called Blessed Pain. Um, so I'll share it with you for
Nice.
sure.
Yes. I didn't know about this challenge, but I'm really happy that you're up on here while you're doing this. I sense the importance of it and trust that this is something that will bring up to the next stage and will build trust with your audience and authenticity that is beyond the Instagram lives and Instagram, show up. I think what you're doing here is communications, and that
Totally.
takes commitment and consistency to develop. I think we will use those songs as a way to communicate between one another and send when we want to send a message in a more encrypted way. Who knows? Just
For
an
sure.
idea.
Well, it's fascinating talking to you because you're so deeply immersed within the world of blockchain and all these like amazing cutting edge technologies that I'll never have the ability to understand like you do. But when I was in Portugal last year, no, 2023, I was staying with John Ellis of
Yes.
Regenera, and we were writing songs at the time, and one of his friends, Monty, who you may know from the blockchain and regen world. I don't know his last name, Monty, but great guy. And he was like, "Oh, you could find a way to turn them into what are they called? They came out in like 2020, and they're like
NFTs.
NFTs. Yeah, he was like, you could turn them into NFTs." And I was like, I have no idea how to do that. Like, I'm not the person to turn my songs into NFTs. I really just don't think I am. So,
But there is let's say a new wave that is coming through. We're still kind of like in the more preparation mode. Before NFTs launched, because of the online presence, we've spent so much time online and we were able to coordinate the meeting making process behind these NFT hype. So it was like day in, day out type of meetings, and it was on Clubhouse, the voice only social network, that a
oh
lot
yeah,
of these
yeah,
like
yeah.
coordination was happening. People decided what does it mean, like how is it used, the norms and cultural standards of it. But it was done in such a rushed way. Any technology that is built with such a huge rush, or anything that is built that way, it's more of like a foundation, yes, but that foundation will also be kind of restructured later on, and there's something new, more stable can come through it. So right now I believe there is like a new wave that is up to us to decide. I know and see you as a model to model the new ways, model how much work is more than enough, that you are providing, and how to create economical exchange of this value in a way that is fair, and not just a hype kind of like wave where people just were so hyped about this technology and anything was like art basically just because they could. I believe there's a new wave, and then that new wave is RWAs, real world assets. For example, they would buy a song, but they would also have that song as the ticket to one of your events once you're in their city.
Oh,
Or
cool.
they would buy that song, and that would be a type of like invitation, discount, or even like a free ticket into one of your online workshops. So it's like, I'm not saying it's an add-on service, but it's more of an invitation into your world, into your perspective. So I think that could be a good one, and I will share with you more out of this call of the kind of like visions and like, let's say, ways of doing this that I see. But I think we shouldn't ignore that for now. I mean, for now, I believe these technologies will be helpful in spreading our message, making sure that there is a new influence that is being raised, that is outside of these algorithms that are on social networks, so that we can
Yeah.
take control a little bit more of our talents. Because I completely understand you with the kind of feelings that you are feeling with putting out there this amazing content, this very valuable stuffs, but then not really seeing the results immediately, or not really seeing the economical value coming back to you, or even not seeing that if it's enough work. But again, I'm very, very confident that it's more than enough, and that kind
Yeah.
of abundance of more than enough is only going to set us to the right, let's say, stage once we're ready to take on that kind of responsibility. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Absolutely, absolutely, and I really appreciate you saying that. And it's like the parable of the two wolves. It's with you've got both of them living inside of you, but which one do you feed?
Yeah.
And more often than not, I'm feeding the wolf inside of me that is satisfied with what I'm doing and celebrates, every little step I take to be more and more kind to myself and others. And then, obviously there are days when the other wolf is hungrier.
Yeah.
So it's not as if I am like, constantly battling with that, but it is something that needs to be addressed, and I think it needs to be addressed on a systemic level. Um, and yeah, it's so funny because there is nothing but like I'm only focused on the intrinsic value of what I'm doing, and if people are inspired by the process, that's great. But like the real value in going through this experience is the end of it, knowing that I've done 100 songs over 100 days, and if some of them are great, I'll record them. If they're all not really that amazing, that's fine. Like there's going to be people who might still resonate with them, and I might still recall them anyway. But the fact is, I've done that, and I can tell people who don't feel confident in writing songs that it is possible for them, and that's the main thing. So
Yeah. Patrick, I'm doing rap. Yeah, I'm rapping. I'm rapping in light language. So it's completely new direction, and I'm going to open mic locally here. I'm in Ericeira, and I'm gonna practice rapping on stage. So I'm giving this,
so great.
giving this data point to you because I needed some motivation to actually do it.
Yeah, I'll send you some of my songs where I've done like a little bit of white man rap, not
Nice.
like with any intention to appropriate, but like it just, it's just what came through, and I
Nice.
don't think it's. I think I did it like tastefully enough to get away with it. So I'll send you some of those songs.
Exciting, thank you. So look, this vision that I have, and I'm sharing now with artists, with people of more of a artistic set of avatar. So putting together a group performance, immersive theater. And I'd like you to be part of it at some point. It's still a vision that is being brought by the people that I'm actually transparently interviewing here. So it's the first time, that this is being shaped up completely in public. But I just wanted to give you this vision where we would be booking whole houses, maybe a couple of houses, maybe like even like partial village type. And then
Wow.
there will be experiences in each of these houses or in different rooms that each of these artists are going to be designing. And the whole day, or maybe half of the day, maybe it will be like immersive over a period of several days, there will be, a Patrick chamber, a Patrick house with all the people that you also want to, let's say, assist you in this vision, and also come to like bring people together at some point, and sometimes have a little bit small, maybe even one